You may have heard people say, you can't truly love others until you love yourself. But what does that really mean? In truth, when you love someone, the love you feel for them is not coming from them, it's coming from you. Love is not something you seek outside yourself, it's something that flows from within. It's not dependent on the other person's actions, words, or presence. Love is the energy that is always alive inside you, waiting to be expressed. And when you express it toward another, you are simply giving from the limitless well of love that exists within you. Love isn't a commodity. It isn't something that is earned or exchanged like a transaction. Love is the most natural force in the universe, and it flows through everything that exists. It is infinite, boundless, and completely unconditional. It's not a concept you need to chase after. It's the essence of your being. Love is the deepest part of you, the very fabric of your existence. It is what connects you to everything and everyone in this universe. When you awaken to the truth of who you are, you begin to realize that love isn't something you have to find or earn. It's always been with you, flowing through you, because it is who you truly are. In our human experience, we often get distracted by the external world, seeking love in relationships, material achievements, or recognition from others. But love is not a destination. It is the journey itself. It's not something you need to search for. It is the very source of your life. When you start to tune into that deep, unshakable, knowing that love is what you are, the world begins to feel different. You begin to see love everywhere, not just as an emotion, but as the fabric of existence itself. When you love someone, you're not giving them a part of you. You're sharing your infinite self. You're not separate from the person you love. You are simply recognizing the same consciousness, the same love that flows through both of you. In that recognition, there is a sense of unity, a sense of oneness. You start to see that the boundaries between you and others are illusions. In truth, we are all one, all expressions of the same universal consciousness. The love you feel for another is the love of the universe, expressing itself through you. This recognition opens up a whole new realm of possibility for your relationships, because love no longer becomes a limited resource, something you have to hold tightly to. Instead, it becomes an infinite stream that only grows as you give it away. The more you realize that love is not something you need to seek, the more you find it everywhere. The more you realize that you are the source of love, the more love flows into your life. It's like when you pour water from a well. If you know the well is deep and endless, you can pour freely, knowing it will never run dry. Love works the same way. The love you give to others is a reflection of the love you've already given yourself. The more you embrace this truth, the more you see that you are one with all beings, with every living thing, with every part of nature. There is no other. There is only the expression of love in countless forms. Whether you see it in the eyes of a friend, the smile of a stranger, or the way the sun kisses the earth, love is everywhere. The walls you once built between yourself and others begin to dissolve, and you start to realize that every person, every creature, every plant, and even the wind is a part of you, a reflection of the same consciousness and love that flows through your own being. When you truly wake up to the fact that love is who you are, you start to see the world differently. You stop seeing people as separate from you. You begin to see the same consciousness, the same love, flowing through everyone. There is no longer them and you. There is only us, a shared experience, a shared expression of life, love, and consciousness. In this realization, love is no longer a feeling you must chase after. It is who you are. It is what you are made of. You are not looking for something outside yourself because you realize the vast, infinite well of love is within you, always available, always present. As you begin to awaken to this deeper truth, the walls you once held up, walls of judgment, fear, separation, begin to crumble. The separations you once felt based on race, gender, class, or any form of division start to fade away. You see that everyone, no matter their background or appearance, is just another unique expression of the same source that you are. The judgments that once felt so real, the ones that shaped your perceptions of others, fall away as you recognize the shared human experience. We are all traveling this journey together, learning, growing, experiencing love and loss, joy and sorrow together. And in that unity, there is freedom. In that recognition, love becomes effortless. You don't need to try to love. You simply are love. You are free to love without attachment, without expectation. You don't need to change anyone or control the way they love you. You love because it is who you are. And when you love from this place of true oneness, that love becomes unconditional. You love not for what the other person can give you, but simply because love is the natural expression of who you are. The most profound aspect of this kind of love is that it is not transactional. It is not a love that says, I will love you if you love me in return. It is love without conditions, love that flows freely, regardless of whether it is returned or not. When you love from this place of inner knowing, you no longer fear rejection or loss, because love is not something you can lose. It is the very essence of your being. And no matter what happens externally, it will never be taken away from you. And the beautiful part? The more you love, the more love you receive. The more you express love, the more it grows within you. When you awaken to the truth of your oneness with others, you begin to see that there is no limit to the love you can experience. There's no shortage. It's infinite, boundless, always expanding, and always available. The more you give, the more you realize that there's an endless supply. It's like the sun that doesn't shine less because it's shining on a million people. It shines equally for everyone. And the more it shines, the brighter the world becomes. Love works the same way. The more you allow yourself to give, the more you realize that you are never depleted. Instead, you become a channel for love to flow through, and in that flow, you experience more joy, more peace, more connection, and more fulfillment. You begin to see that love is not about possession or attachment. It's not about holding on or trying to control. Love is the freedom to be yourself, and to let others be themselves. Love is the space where all things are allowed to simply be free from judgment, free from expectations. It's a love that accepts everything as it is, because in truth, everything is already perfect in its own way. This doesn't mean you accept harmful behaviors or toxic dynamics, but it does mean you stop judging people based on their flaws. You see them as works in progress, just as you are. Everyone is on their own unique journey, and in that understanding, compassion flows naturally. As you begin to rest in the truth of who you are, you realize that love is not a feeling you experience, it is the essence of your existence. It is the awareness behind all things. When you love, you are simply being yourself, expressing your truest nature. And in that expression, you find a deep connection to everyone, to every being, to every part of the universe. Love is the force that unites us all. It is the language that speaks through every living thing. This love, this awareness is your true self. The more you awaken to it, the more you realize that nothing is outside of you. You are not just a body moving through the world. You are the consciousness that experiences the world. And in that consciousness, there is nothing but love. You are not separate from the world. You are the world experiencing itself through your unique form. So when you look at others, see them through the eyes of love. See that the person you are looking at is not separate from you. They are you in another form, experiencing life through their own unique perspective. When you love someone, you are loving yourself. And in that love, the boundaries between you both dissolve. And what remains is the oneness, the truth of your shared existence. Love is not something you need to search for. It is who you are. It is who you've always been. And when you begin to truly understand that life becomes a dance of giving and receiving, of sharing your love with others and seeing that same love reflected back to you, you are the love and you are the mirror in which it is reflected. When you love deeply, you awaken to the truth that there is no separation between you and the world. There is only love, and that love, the love you give and receive, is the key to your freedom. It is the source of all peace, all joy, and all happiness.